that's still spelt the same, presumably. Yeah, cool. Alright, no problem. Okay, so I got you all checked in. Let's just spend a couple of minutes going over everything that we're going to be doing today, so that there are no surprises, so that you can just relax and enjoy the procedure. Alright? I'll answer any questions that you have as well, obviously. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is, depending on what you want to achieve today, we can either shave your existing brows, pluck them, or leave them as they are, depending on what you want. After this, we'll just give the eyebrow area a bit of a clean, and then we'll apply a very local topical anesthetic. Alright? Now, microblading, it doesn't really hurt. It's really, I mean, at worst, it's like tiny little fractional scratches. So you won't experience any pain, but we do apply that anesthetic just to ensure that the process is as comfortable for you as possible, but also to make sure that you don't flinch or move suddenly, so that we don't make a mistake when we apply the brow. Okay, but it's nothing to worry about. This is the microblade pen that I'll be using today. As you can see, it's just loads of really tiny needles. Just like a tattoo, dip that and scratch it on. Yes. Well, if you care for it correctly, it can last anywhere really between 18 months, maybe even a little bit longer. Usually people find that it starts to fade a little bit after about a year. Okay? So the reason it's semi-permanent and the reason it's not like a tattoo is because these needles, they only permeate a very, very shallow layer of the dermal layer. So they only go under the skin a little bit. It's not like a tattoo, which goes really deep and, you know, it's permanently inked in there. This one, that's why it doesn't hurt, because it's so light, and it's also why, although robust and long-lasting, it is not permanent. So I'm sure you'll love it, but if you don't worry. Okay? So after we've applied the anesthetic, while that sets in, we'll just have a quick chat about the kind of eyebrows that you want, what your expectations of the day are. I'll ask you a few questions about the look that you're after. We'll take a look at some examples, and you will browse those and choose the one that you think is best for you. All right. Then after that, we will, using a pen, just draw on your brow onto your face. There's no point sketching it out. I need to put it on you, and I'll make you do a bunch of funny faces and stuff as well to make sure that it fits with your face, however you're feeling, and also sort of whatever time of day it is as well. Once we're happy with that, and we've got the design that you are after on your face, we will dive in and microblade it on there. Okay? And that process, depending upon the complexity of the design, whether or not you're just essentially filling in gaps or drawing an entire new brow, can take anywhere between 15 minutes to an hour. But I will say that most people find it very relaxing. A lot of clients tend to fall asleep during the process. And as I said, it is almost entirely painless, but we will be applying the topical anaesthetic now, so you won't feel anything anyway. Okay? All good? You ready? Okay, great. So, I can see that you've still got your natural brow. Did you want to entirely shave that off, or is it more of a filler that you're looking for today? Okay, that's absolutely fine. Well, what we'll do anyway, if it's alright with you, is just a little bit of plucking, just to tidy around the region. Don't worry, yours aren't as messy as mine. But we just need to make sure that there's nothing there that can get in the way when we're drawing on with the microblade, the brows. Alright? So we'll do a tiny bit of plucking, then apply the anaesthetic, and then we'll go over exactly what you want to achieve today. Alright? Perfect. So I'll just pop on the gloves. Okay. So, is it all right if I bring my chair in a little bit closer? Thank you. Okay. So just gonna really quickly clean up the area, just to make sure there's no debris or detritus or anything like that that might hinder our progress. Please do your very best to ignore the sirens and planes. Alright, so if it's okay with you, I'll just be holding your head and wiping your brow like that. Okay. Here we go. Nice and gentle. I have to say that you have beautiful, itchy nose, beautiful brows already. But I know you feel like for me, I'm fair-haired, so my eyebrows are really light, and sometimes it kind of looks like I don't have any. So sometimes I'll just take, I'm ashamed to admit it, some eyeshadow and just fill it in. But doing that every day can be annoying. So this procedure is a really nice way just to take away that hassle. If anything else, let alone getting the brow shape that you desire, that suits your face. Okay. Cool. So this won't take long. I'm just gonna pluck out a few. Here we go. A few strays. Alright. Now you can close your eyes or you can keep them open. It's completely up to you. But just try to relax. Oh no, it doesn't matter what expression you pull right now. But I will be asking you to pull all kinds of crazy expressions a bit later on. Feel okay? Yeah. Alright. Oh, sorry. Okay. You're right. So, now I'm just going to apply the topical anaesthetic, and like I said, I'll rub that into your skin all over the brow, and then we'll take a few minutes while that kicks in to talk about exactly what you want. close your eyes for me, just very briefly. Just gently massaging that in. Okay. Good. How does that feel? Basically, excuse me, it will just take a few minutes to take effect, and it won't feel like the dentist. You won't suddenly feel super numb or dopey or anything. It just means that when I touch that area, it will not respond. Okay, no, not like Botox. Now, while that takes effect, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. Okay. So, first of all, what is your current makeup routine like? The whole thing, yeah, just an average day. Mm-hmm. And what about aftercare? Are you good at taking off your makeup responsibly before bed? It's okay. And your lifestyle, so diet, things like that. Do you exercise? Mm-hmm. How regularly? Okay. Oh no. So how often do you basically apply with makeup your brows currently? Do you do it quite frequently? Okay. How long does it take roughly? Okay. Cool. What palette do you usually use? Just, okay. That's nice. So was there a time in your life where you were really happy with the way your brows looked? That can be either naturally or because of makeup, whatever, or enhanced even. Yeah? Okay, why was that? Or was it because they were particularly bold or particularly subtle? Did they just make you feel confident? Yeah. Well, what I find actually is that eyebrows, they're actually a really identifying feature of people. Like if you draw a caricature of someone, if they're like me and they've got quite a big nose and glasses, yes, you can just draw that and people will guess that it's me. But the really telltale thing is the eyebrow, the shape of it, how it sort of contours on the face. It's quite unique to each person, which is why it's so important to ensure that, you know, that the brow that we choose for you today is the right one. Well, face shape plays a big role. So I'm looking at your face. Yeah, that's it. Just look straight at me. Okay? And you can look at my face. So if you've got an oval face, which is like an egg upside down, soft brows are better. Round is because round faces can look quite pixie-ish or impish. Sometimes with round faces it can help to add an arch, to add some character to it. And similarly, my face is quite long and my brow naturally arches and goes down like that. But a flatter, softer line often suits a long face because it helps to make it seem shorter. If you arch it, it elongates and can make the face seem a little bit longer, which is fine, especially if you've got something like perhaps a square shape. But then you can make the choice to soften it with a softer brow, or to make it seem even more chiseled and strong with a defined arch. It can add strength to a square face, which can sometimes look, I think people would describe as masculine, but I think can look, you know, quite defiant and almost Amazonian. But so with yeah, so your hairline can play a role too. Like if you've got, you know, what they call a widow's peak, and it creates this heart shape of a face, it can be good to follow those contours, to complement them, to make everything look sort of contiguous, if you want. So an arched brow with a heart shape will make everything flow kind of naturally. But I guess with sort of any angular, whether it's square or even diamond, you know, if you want to sort of soften that look, which can be considered quite severe sometimes, then a soft arch is the way to go. Angle on angle will accentuate, softer on angle will reduce. But let's take a look. So, here are some examples. So number one, you can see here, we've got a straight, soft brow. Okay. Yes, it looks a bit like a caterpillar catalogue, but it's not. All right. So straight, number one, straight, soft, which is good for long faces or for softening out angular or rectangular faces. We've got the same, number two, which is upward. So it adds a little bit more expression to the brow. Now here, I mean, you can see kind of how it's going. We've got a gradiated pattern of arches. 1 straight, 2, 8, a round arch. 5 in the middle, which is a high arch. Okay. And the thing you need to remember when we do a brow is that it follows, well, a Gestalt design, which is Fibonacci, basically. It's the golden ratio. So you'll see that when you draw the brow, the arch is always in the same place, and it's never in the middle. If the arch is in the middle, it can look a bit like a cartoon character, which is fine when it works for a lot of people. But for a natural looking brow, it needs to follow the golden ratio, which is the Gestalt rule of 3, thirds. 1, 2, 3. And it needs to essentially appear 2/3 into the brow. Okay? So if you look at these, yeah, and you remember I asked you when you last felt confident with your brows, or when you think they last looked their best. Take a look at this. Have a little think while I put some gloves and stuff on, and whichever one of those is closest to your memory, I think is a good goer to go with. All right. Okay. You sure? No, I think they'll work really well. Well, because your face fits the profile. Definitely. And it doesn't surprise me that that was the last look where you felt really, really good about your brows. They'd suit you. I mean, you've still got it. It's just about filling it in, accentuating it and making it work. So yeah, you happy with that number? Okay, cool. Right. Give me a little frown. If you feel much up there, hold on a sec. Poke your eyebrows, all right? Yeah, you can still feel it, but you shouldn't feel the blading when we start. But first off, may I come in closer? That's all right. Thank you. Let's draw. Let's get another word down. Let's draw your chosen shape onto your face. Okay. It's okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'd appreciate it if you could stay awake for this bit, because I'm going to ask you to smile and stuff, but once we start microblading, if you fall asleep, that's fine. So this is just, it's eyeliner, okay? Definitely not permanent. Alright, just a little bit closer. Oh, sorry. Okay, you ready? So I'll be holding your face and drawing on with this. Okay, here we go. Can you feel it? You can hear it. It's okay. Okay. Listen gently. Sorry. It's just a Q-tip. Correcting a mistake so that I don't make one when we do it properly. Okay. Just give me a big smile. And again. Okay, close your eyes really tight. Okay. Thank you. Okay, that's your eyes. Cool. Cool. Alright, give me a frown. Like that, that's it. Thank you. Keep frowning for a second. So it's basically then a case of going over it, but this is thick, you see. So it's a guide. So when you look in the mirror, it'll look really, really thick. Sorry, the heating just turned on for some reason. It'll look really, really thick. But don't let that fool you, because that's my guide. There'll be like basically 5 lines within one when you see this version, okay? Yeah, don't worry. Okay, be nice and relaxed. And here comes the plane. Okay, frown. Now laugh. Yeah, open your mouth. I'd tell you a joke, but I don't know any funny ones. Yeah, that's fine. Yawn. Good. Okay. Yeah, keep your mouth open for a second, please. This is basically so that we cover every possible expression and how the brow will look under those circumstances. Because I can't ask you to make all these faces when we use the microblade, because it would be chaos. But this way we basically can get away with as much collateral and as many contingencies as possible. Okay? Just notice, sorry. Okay. Yes. Okay. I think. Just tidy up a little bit. Okay. Okay. How are you feeling? Like I said, this is a very rough guide, so it'll look a bit weird. Just take a look in the mirror for a second. And I'll just change my clothes. Yeah? You sure? Thank you. I think they look good too. I think they'll really suit your face. But it's all because of your excellent decision making that we're able to make this progress. Okay, so I'm happy, you're happy. 2 happies make a let's go for it. I have to change my gloves again. Yeah. So now, if you want, while I do this, you can have a nap. It might take a little while, it might not, but you won't feel any pain, and people do find it quite a relaxing process, right? Just very quickly. No, the shape of your face suits it perfectly. Just another alcohol wipe. Just gonna. Okay. Okay, perfect. Keep that down. to see the blade. It's scary, don't worry. Yeah. To be honest, I'll show you, they're not even that sharp, really. If I can get it out. So, you see, they're absolutely tiny and they're soft, basically. Okay. Are you ready? Okay, relax. And I'll get to work. Here we go. How's that? Is it okay? Yeah. Try to keep your face as still as possible. Okay. You're doing great. Don't worry. You've got beautiful skin. Yeah. So soft. Is that okay? See, I told you no pain whatsoever. You're doing really well. Okay, I'm just going to do this bit. It might hurt a little bit because it's quite difficult to anesthetize that spot. I don't mean that you've got a spot. I mean that particular part of your okay. Easy. Once the ink coming off, we There's a little bleeding, but it's tiny. If you've ever had a tattoo, it's like 150% less than that. Okay? That's the weird thing, so it won't permanently scar. Because we only cut into the very thin part of the dermal layer. And although the ink stays there, hello pain, the scar won't. Okay? Well, I wouldn't use a microblade for permanent makeup, like eyeliner or whatever. No, I wouldn't, because they're not sharp, but they are. But the eye, the lips, they're so especially sensitive and soft as areas. I like going nuts on my face, but I don't advise it. Okay. I just want to clarify that wasn't my stomach. That was like the fridge or something. Don't know what she's eating. Yeah, for the meds. Okay, how are you feeling? Yeah? You okay? Promise? Okay, good. Well, now we're making really good progress. I don't think this will take much longer, to be honest. There's a seagull. They are customary to this land by the sea. I think the Japanese is umineko des, which means sea cat. I actually have a bit of affection for seagulls. I think they're kind of cute, but they don't shut up. All right. Okay. I need to do a couple of deeper lines to basically embolden some of the thinner ones, right? You shouldn't feel it, but it might feel slightly just uncomfortable compared to the other strokes, okay? Here we go. Ready? One more. Two. Good job. All right, just a bit of tidying up. I just wanted to look as realistic as possible. I think we're done. Hold on. Take a look. See what you think. Sorry, man. What do you think? Yeah? Yeah, no problem. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, relax. Alright, so just on the corners, yeah? Alright. 2 powerful strokes each side, okay? Number 1. Number 2. Number 1. Number 2. Yeah, there's a bit of blood. Hold on. Well done. Cool. Thank you. Okay, take a quick look. Because it will start bleeding. Yeah? I think they look great. If I do say so myself. But you're the face that's wearing them. Okay, give me a second. Okay. Let's stay still for a second. Just getting rid of any excess ink and any blood. Okay. Well, if you're happy, then I'm very happy. I think they suit your face perfectly. Yeah. And so I think it didn't take very long because the shape just felt so natural, because it fit your facial features so well and just suits you. Just looks like that's how they're meant to be. They look great before, but they really look, yeah, show-stopping at the moment. Okay. Yes. Well, like I said, I did the cuts quite lightly, so give it a year, which is a long time. If they're starting to fade, just give us a call, and I'm more than happy to do a really quick free top up because it won't take long. It'll just be sort of going over it. But after the sort of 18-month period, yeah, you'll probably want to get them redone. But until then, I hope that I can sincerely express how wonderful your brows look. What an amazing client you've been. And I really, really, really hope that they not only save you time, but they bring you joy. Okay. Yeah, any pain, just try not to take any blood thinners, but ibuprofen or what have you. Otherwise, any problems, give us a call. I'll be happy to help, but please take care. You've earned yourself a rest.